On this episode of GoodEnough Motorsport, you know what really grinds my gears? Bad synchros. Bad synchros grind my gears, and this is what's happening right now. I downshift from 5th to 4th and into 3rd, and it crunches almost every time. If I do not double clutch or float the gears like a trucker, downshifting from 5th to 4th makes a crunch. Narrowed it down to synchros are bad. And again, I would remind you, if you don't know already, this transmission I discovered had a Cusco Type RS diff. And when I did the clutch job back in 2022, I discovered a racing clutch. Those are not parts that one puts in a car to, daily drive or gently shift at 5,000 RPM. Those are racing parts for racing use. So that tells me this engine and trans combo have been used in racing before. That is the most logical explanation. And so, given that it's also 25 years old, or just about, it also makes sense that some of the parts were worn. So what's gonna happen today is I'm gonna pull it. As of this moment, the car is jacked, wheels are off, and first order of business is to drain the gear oil, then remove the axles, and then move on to greater and bigger things. Ooh. A bit dramatic, but I definitely let go. Yeah, there's barely any tension on it. Hey, look at that. I did not make a mess. Right. Moving on to the axles. It is a 30mm nut, but there's also a cotter pin holding in place to make sure that the nut doesn't back itself out. Now, with the axles out of spindles and the gear oil drained, I should be able to pull them out of their home and just one step closer. But this one, I remember, is a real pain in the ass to remove. So I have these forks that I will hammer in from behind to pry it off of itself. And it can get quite violent. But it's what I need to do. Victory! Guess it did just enough. Got it. There we go. this is how she's gonna sleep for this winter. Now we got this bastard out. We were just fiddling away and it just fell on my father's stomach like a motherfucker. Surprised the shit out of both of us, but here it is. Well, I guess I'm gonna need to replace that then. Coming next is taking this to the transmission shop and, well, have them work their magic.
Eventually.
So it's been a few days, weeks, month? I think we can count month now at least. And, well, it turns out that GoodEnough Transmission don't do overhauls anymore. I was not made aware of that, so yeah, best shot got shut down. So I started looking around, calling some places, and I don't know if the mic can pick this up, but you can tell by this fine day here. Yeah, I decided to come to this place. Donc l'étendue des dégâts.
Les dents, là, tu vois comment ils sont mangés, sont censés être quand même pointus. Là. Okay. Même ici, là, dans le fond, ça c'est ta troisième vitesse. Là, quand t'engages ta troisième, c'est ça que ça fait. Puis là, quand t'engages ta quatrième, c'est comme ça. Fait que tu vois ici, ici ils sont pointus où est-ce que ta synchro. Fait qu'ici ils sont comme rondes, ils sont censés être très pointus. Fait que même chose pour la troisième ici. Là. Fait que ta synchro est pas très belle aussi. Là. Dans le meilleur des mondes, il faudrait changer la gear parce que dans le fond ça c'est soudé après la gear. Là. Fait que ça c'est ta première et ta deuxième vitesse. Puis tu vois dans le fond ici là, comment les dents sont pointues. Fait que c'est ça dans le fond que les dents seraient censées ressembler.
Ok, ouais, comparé aux autres, les autres sont vraiment manières. So everybody got that? In short, needs all new gears. It's gonna be pricey. Could I just slap in another transmission? Maybe, if I could find one.
Many months later.
Welcome back, buckos. So, this bitch is finally back from perfect tuning. Most gears and synchros have been replaced, and we're just about ready to throw it back in the car. So we'll start with the flywheel and clutch assembly, and my pupil Phil is going to do that. He's a bit camera shy, but fuck him. Yeah. You've seen him on camera before, but this is gonna be his first experience bolting that on, but it's a fairly simple process. Okay. Before we get started, we have to put some Loctite on the bolts. Just a little bit will do you fine. Having some technical problems. Let me see. Oh, that's not good enough.
Isn't it GoodEnough Motorsports?
Well, it's not good enough if you can't get it out of there. No. God damn. Oh, hang on. Helps if you take the cap off. Yeah, now that works better. Just a little bit. Plenty. That's actually plenty. So you all good there, sir? Yeah. So now is torquing. So as explained, you go focus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on, right? So I have the torque wrench here. It's not set up. All right, go for it. There you go. Remember the pattern.
Et voilà.
All eight?
All eight.
Yeah. Alright. I'll just double
Quite
check
effective,
to
he doesn't
confirm.
know.
Let me just double check to confirm.
Yeah, you can, sir. You can, regular, sir.
I'm gonna need you to drop all the vents in par exemple.
Ça va de même?
J'essaie d'être sûr qu'il est toujours bien en place. Grosso modo, c'est really like get underneath that bitch.
Ouais. Ça a fait clic.
Oh, one was loose. One was quite loose, one was a little bit loose. But yeah, do not hesitate to fully go full Freiburger under the car.
Hi there.
So this is the educational bit of the program. Because I know Phil has not done a job like that before, so for anyone who hasn't, might want to listen in. So here we have the clutch disc and the pressure plate. And with every kit like that, there will be a clutch alignment tool, because the pressure plate is bolted to the flywheel, which is bolted to the engine. However, the clutch disc in itself rests on the transmission input shaft. It's not directly connected to the engine. So in order to make sure that the input shaft slots into the clutch disc when we install it, we need the clutch alignment tool, and then we put this on, and then put on the pressure plate on top of it, and then torque down the pressure plate with these bolts to the flywheel. For any of you, much like myself, that are visual in nature, the following might make it simpler to follow. Now, as stated before, we have the clutch disc in between the flywheel and the pressure plate, centered by the clutch alignment tool here. And now Phil will proceed to torque them down. I'll have to look it up to confirm. I believe it is 14 foot-pounds. It's not a lot. Righto. So the torque wrench we're using does not go down all the way to 14 foot-pounds. So I looked up the foot-pounds to inch-pound conversion, and it is 168 inch-pounds. So I've used this, or you will use this, to do the job. Here you go, sir. It is set up. All that is left to do is the torquing. It's not a whole lot, so don't expect a big click.
I got something on the way.
Oh, hang on. That was satisfying. I'm holding the engine now.
Ouais. C'est juste. Voilà. Ah, c'est correct.
Check them all. Recheck them all.
Ah, I did.
Then I will.
1, 2, 4, 5.
I could hear the click. Alright. We good. And let's hold this in. Actually, no. We need to put some shit on before we load it in. Now, anyone who's done this job before knows the age-old and ancestral technique of putting on the clutch fork and the release bearing. Just a quick little smack will do you good. I'll clean it and grease it again. But basically what happens is fluid gets pumped through the slave cylinder. So when you push on the clutch, fluid pushes this fork out, therefore pushing on the fingers on the pressure plate and releasing the clutch. When the clutch pedal is released, this retracts and shoots fluid all over, like so. Full HD for 4K 1080p. Je peux ici, un peu.
La lampe s'en go.
Ready. Go up.
Up.
This one, bro. The irony that he is shooting and wearing gloves, and I'm doing the work not wearing gloves. And a dirty ass band-aid now. Mechanics life for you. Gearbox is in. Now we move on to the drivetrain part. So just gotta smack that bitch in, bolt it into the knuckle, and it should be good. However, with this one, it can be quite a tight fit. Usually you just shove it in and you clip, but I'm starting with the difficult end. So it's not going any further, but it is in. And what I like to do, and I've had some degree of success with it in the past, is I just shove that bit in there, and then using the knuckle I will slam it home. God damn. Oh. God damn. I don't remember this being such a fucking battle. This one. And the two. Hopefully this one is a bit less of a battle, but I know better by now. I was gonna say let's go for a test drive after, but well, no. Besides, the transmission cables aren't hooked up yet, so That's gonna be the next order of business.
But it's in. It's in.
Of course it is.
It is.
Everything I think is properly torqued. Fingers crossed. Done underground, obviously. And now we move on to filling up the gearbox. Some Lucas gear oil. And an LSD additive.
More.
Fuck yourself. Luckily, the drain plug is easily accessible, and I have this flexi shaft funnel to help with that matter. Shove it in, and it just stands on its own. Yeah, greasy hands don't help for shit. Luckily, a small screwdriver does. Have a sniff. Hang on.
Oh. Oh.
Brother,
No need for visual.
Oh.
The audio says it all.
what's that, brother?
I really thought it would smell something good. Just seeing you sniffing it.
Well, keep in mind that is fresh gear oil, because used one like burnt up gear oil, not that I've ever smelled it myself, but rumor has it it's quite rancid.
Let's hope we never do.
Oh, probably will at some point. This one. Oh, bugger. Well, it's a good sign, because it means it's full. But, yeah, it's coming out of the fill hole, which I'm given to understand means it's full and I'm not. Did I really cut myself with a fucking bottle? Pushed too hard. Oh well, here goes.
Does this one smell better?
I didn't try.
Ugh, no.
Right. Tuck it. Now, I will be needing a hand with this.
You need.
I need you to pull up on the funnel real quick, and then I'll try to shove the plug in. Okay. Go. Hang on. Whoa, there's still some in there. Go.
She's filled up.
And a bit of that.
Yeah, brake cleaner so it smells way better.
I didn't get brake clean on my hands. It's still gear oil and grease and undercoating. It's a lovely mix.
The garage mix.
The barn mix.
Barn mix.
The good enough.
The good enough mix.
Yes, of course. Now, of course, we're gonna need to jack it back up to put the downpipe on. That's fairly simple. Ah, yes, the strut bar also. Let's put that back on. That does look a little bit better. Let's do this. 17. Let's do something different for a change. Allen wrench over there. Over here. flip it around. There you go. Look at this dude doing some wrenching.
The wrenching of the wrench.
I reckon that's good enough.
Yep.
Now you're good. Think so, yeah. Now I'm curious. Will it start? It should. It'll be loud as fuck, but I'm just curious to see if it'll crank.
Still wondering if you can still open that door. With the
I have a plan B.
shit box.
Okay?
The plan B is it's a shit box.
No, ever seen the Dukes of Hazzard?
The shit box way. Yeah, I am too. It works!
Like I said, loud as fuck, but... Alright, let's put the exhaust back on.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna need to bleed the clutch. I forgot about that, but it makes sense.
Yeah, we just put fluid.
The fluid we didn't put in is clutch fluid.
Oh.
Well, clutch fluid is brake fluid, but there's nothing in that line here.
Yeah, it's not bleeding yet.
So yeah, just open that bleeder there and from the clutch pedal. Do I even have brake fluid? Fucking A!
Sounds like it.
Alright. Alright, let's get it back up.
Great success. This at least.
Well, that's the punchline.
Really?
And this bitch back in action. And if you were sitting here, you'd probably look at all the gauges and all that shit. Kind of like Akio in episode 2 of Long Gum Midnight.
油圧 OK 水温 OK アイドル OK よし
Get some dust from the old man. What's that weak shit? Come on, give her! Now we're talking. Oi, oi, you're making it catch fire. That's actually just condensation. Great success! you do it with your own car, you lose all inhibitions. Like, speed on that bitch.